This is the American Furniture Gallery, and this is a gallery about close looking. On display here are some of the greatest objects from the Chipstone Foundation, the Milwaukee Art Museum, and the Leighton Art Collection. Masterpieces of American furniture from 1660 to 1850, from early New England to Victorian America. All the objects in this gallery have been celebrated by scholars for their aesthetic and sculptural power, for their curved lines, their carvings, their inlaid surfaces, their forms. And as a curatorial team, we thought hard about, well, what is the best way to convey the sculptural quality of pieces of furniture? It was the summer of 2007, and the Greek and Roman sculptural galleries at the Metropolitan Museum in New York had just opened. These are some of the most beautiful galleries in the world, where they put classical pieces of sculpture up on plinths in an open space, displaying them in and around to let visitors appreciate their full aesthetic power. So we decided, let's try that approach with furniture. Rather than push objects against the wall according to the conventional curatorial paradigm, we decided to lift objects up and display them in and around. It's amazing what you start to see and learn when you put objects up at this level. This is the famous Cadwallader chair, part of the suite from Philadelphia. And by raising the chair up, it turns from an everyday functional object into really a piece of sculpture. You start to see details like the carving on the legs and the seat rail that go unnoticed when the chair is simply on the ground. You can move around the back of the chair and get a sense of its construction, of the way the different elements are joined together. You can even look underneath the seat and see how the cushion is set in place. Visitors also, in looking at furniture this way, are going back to the chairmaker's own point of view, the view from the workbench. So by showing the chair at this height, we're going back to something of its origins. In this gallery, we didn't line objects up according to the conventional chronological and stylistic ordering scheme that you see in so many decorative arts galleries. We've put objects together that are often separated in time and in style. Here's an early American Mannerist 17th century joined chair. You see it's placed right next to this neoclassical object from more than 100 years later. And we've mixed objects up this way to try and create interesting juxtapositions. In this space, you have the chance to look at an object individually, but you can also walk between the plinths and compare objects. And you start to see that objects across time have interesting things to say to one another. There's very little label information in this gallery. We've tucked the labels on the sides of the pedestals. Sometimes we've put them against the wall where they blend in with the background. And we did this very consciously because, as I said, we want this to be a gallery about looking. We didn't want text to distract visitors from closely engaging with the objects. But if people want more information, we offer a series of audio tours in this space that stick with the theme of aesthetics and pair each object in this gallery to a particular piece of music, to pieces of poetry and literature. And there's a final tour about criticism that pairs the kind of language people were writing about furniture in the 18th century with the objects in this space.